Welcome to episode 203, Jensen Huang, from inventor to mainstream tech titan, 2009 to 2017. This is an outline of episode 203. Recap: Silicon Graphics went bankrupt and was acquired by Wreckable System for $25 million in 2009. Another competitor, 3DFX, bit the dust in 2002 and was acquired by Nvidia.
Due to risky business decisions like attempting to manufacture its own cards to go with their GPUs and being unable to keep up with the performance of GeForce and ATI.
With most of Nvidia's competitors now out of business, here's Jensen Huang's strategy.
You know, when I think about the work that we do, they all have one thing in common. Number one, they're all based on GPU. We select work that we do not based on whether we think the market is going to be big or not. We've selected the work that we do always based on the three things that I said to this nice gentleman just now. Number one, is the work important to do? Is it hard to do? And is work that we are uniquely good at doing? We select work to do that is consistent with our core competencies.
And NVIDIA works on 4 core areas only: gaming, virtual reality, AI data center, and self-driving cars.
Almost everything that we do is based on GPU computing. And so we work on 4 different areas, as you guys know: gaming, virtual reality, AI data centers, or HPC, and then self-driving cars. We really only do these 4 things. We don't do anything else.
Jensen Huang invented GPU, which became one of the most important tech platforms, particularly in AI. Each year, GPU developers gather in GTC conferences.
GTC has been growing so fast. It has been growing incredibly fast since our very beginning. We now have increased by a factor of 3 in 5 years, the number of attendees. Now, the only reason why it hasn't grown faster is because of the fact that computing is all over the world.
And one of the game changer or seismic shift is cloud computing.
There's no question volatility is enormous these days, and it's largely because, I believe in our industry anyways, it's largely because of the seismic shifts that are happening in technology. I mean, there was no time in the 30 years that I've been in the computer industry where one singular computing technology, one singular computing platform has made such a large impact on the entire industry. And cloud computing is unquestionably that seismic shift. Companies these days have to have multiple bets into the future, the next seismic shift. And these multiple bets you have to place relatively early. And it has something to do, it has a real implication on how you run the company, how you organize the company, has a real implication on the balance between financial performance and investing into the future, has a real implication on how you see skunk works and R&D and research projects.
And GPU, which used to support games on PC, is now able to serve 10 billion customers via cloud computing. In other words, just like Bill Gates and the PC business, GPU was once a toy and a game console. Now GPU is mainstream technology.
Our fundamental purpose as a company, being great at visual computing and using that capability to solve the world's great problems, hasn't really fundamentally changed. What has changed, though, is all of a sudden, whereas it used to be a large dedicated computer sitting next to your desk, all of a sudden we now want to use mobile and cloud capabilities to deliver that service to you wherever you happen to be. Whereas we used to be able to serve 100 million customers with the capability that we have, we can now serve 10 billion customers someday.
And GPU can be applied to deep learning.
Using deep learning for ray tracing. The AI revolution is well on its way. It started with the Big Bang in 2012, but since then it has grown incredibly. There's just amazing things that are happening. If you take a look at the major conferences, NIPS, ICML, CVPR, and ICLR, the attendees has doubled in 2 years. It's only doubled in 2 years because there are limitations in physical space. The number of students who want to learn deep learning has 10x'd in 2 years on Udacity. The number one most popular course on Stanford, at Stanford, is CS 229, Introduction to Machine Learning. The most popular course. You would have thought home ec was, but the most popular course is not being a movie critic anymore. It's machine learning. And in fact, I understand that it's not just engineers, not computer scientists, but it's psychologists, it's biologists, it's oceanographers, it's basically everybody. Deep learning has democratized computing.
And AI and machine learning have also exploded.
Not everybody knows how to program, but everybody has data. Everybody has their own data. And they could use that data now, use the experience of their domain, the experience of their career, the experience of their professions, and teach a computer how to automate their work. So teaching computers is something that I think everybody can do. We have democratized computing. And then lastly, the number of startups have been explosive. They're now 10 times as much investment in AI companies since 4 years ago.
And in 2017, Nvidia has just developed the world's most expensive graphic chips, the Volta Tesla V100. The R&D budget for this chip was $3 billion.
I would like to introduce you to something that has taken several thousand engineers, several years to create. It is a masterpiece on many levels. It is the most complex project that has ever been undertaken. Arguably the most expensive computer project the world's ever done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tesla Volta V100. Meaning, you can't make a chip any bigger than this because the transistors would fall on the ground. Every single transistor that is possible to make by today's physics was crammed into this processor. Well, the R&D budget is approximately $3 billion, and this is the first one. So if anyone would like to buy this, it's $3 billion.
What have I learned today? Jensen Huang has been developing GPU for more than 20 years. In the past 7 years, GPU has moved from game console for kids and entertainment to mainstream technology like cloud computing, AI, deep learning, and self-driving cars. Now Huang is a true mainstream tech titan. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Jensen Huang, 10 lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.